Okay, so we're told here to find the best approximation of this expression to the nearest tenths place. So for the square root of 5, we want to find the best decimal for the square root of 5 to the nearest tenth. So first I find, okay, well, the square root of 5, that's between 1 and, 2 and 3. How do I know that? Well, we're trying to find some number times itself that equals 5, right? Well, 2 squared is too small, so it has to be larger than 2 squared because 2 squared equals 4. It's less than 5. And 3 squared is too large because 3 squared is equal to 9, larger than 5. Some decimal squared between these two numbers should equal 5. Which one am I going to try next, right? There's so many decimals between. Even looking at tenths, right? There's 3.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are between these two whole values. A whole bunch of values to pick from. How do we proceed from here? Well, I'm going to try a decimal really close to 2 because 2 squared is much closer to 5 than 3 squared is, right? 4 is only 1 away from 5, and 9 is 4 away. So I'm going to try, let's say, 2.2. I could try 2.1. I just feel like 2.2 is a better guess here because 2.1 is so close to 2, it might not help me as much. Anyway, 2.2 squared. I just treat this like 22 times itself. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Placeholder, and then 4, 4. Add them up, we get 4.84. And I'm glad I chose 2.2. 2.1 would have certainly been too small. 2.2 squared, right, is too small as well. So here I know I have to go to 2.3, the next largest number in tenths places, 2.3. I can just treat it like 23 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. Placeholder, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Add this up, I get 9 and 12, carry the 1, 5.29. So 2.3 squared is larger than 5. I need to pick 2.2 or 2.3 to represent the square root of 5, right, to the nearest tenth place. How do I do that? Well, I look at which of these is closer to 5. And that's easy to figure out because 5 minus 4.84, that's 2.2 squared. I just think, well, what do I have to add to 0.84 to make a whole number, right? How much do I have to add here? And that's 0.16. So that's only 0.16 away. Okay. What about the other one? Well, the other one is 5.29. 5.29 minus 5 equals 0.29. That's further, so we don't want to use that. So here, for the square root of 5, that's going to equal to what? Well, we just said 2.2 is our approximation. Plus the square root of 3. Now we just go through the same process for the square root of 3. Well, that's between 1 and 2, right? 1 squared is smaller than 3, that's 1. 2 squared is larger than 3, that's 4. And the square root of 3 is closer to 2 because 2 squared is 4, and that's closer to 3 than 1 squared is. So now I'm going to try a decimal close to 2. I'll try 1.8. Okay, times 1.8. Try a number that's, when it's closer to 2, your choices are 1.6, 1.7, 8, and 9. Okay, so 1.8 is in the middle pretty much, 1.7, 1.8. You don't want to try the extremes, 1.6 or 1.9, because, well, you want to pick a number that kind of eliminates options as you go. You try the 1.9. If 1.9 is too large, you still have 1.6, 7, and 8 to choose from. Whereas if you try 1.8 is too large, you only have 2 other values that are smaller that could work. It's 1.6 and 1.7. So it's nice to pick some decimal that's closer to 2, but not extremely close to 2. 1.7 would be just as valid of a choice here, although 3 is pretty close to 4, so I'm assuming it's going to be between 1.8 and 1.9. That being said, we have to test it. So I treat 1.8 times 1.8 just like I do 18 squared, so I move the decimal. So here 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14. Place value, 1 times 8 is 8. We don't need the 6 anymore. 1 times 1 is 1. Add these up, right? That's 4, 12, carry the 1, 3.24. I move the decimal twice over because we have 2 digits to the right of the decimal. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, 1.8 squared is too large. It's larger than 3. So now I try 1.7. So my instinct was a little bit off. That's okay. Here we have 7 times 7 is 49. 4, carry the 4. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Placeholder, don't need that 4 anymore. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 1 is 1. Add these up now, we get 2, 8, 9. So that just means 1.7 squared, just like before, is equal to 2.89. So now, just like before, one of these two are closer. And in this case, it's 1.7 because 3 minus 2.89, that's 1.7 squared. That's only 0.11, right? I only have to add 11 cents to 89 cents to make a whole dollar. So here, that's the closer value. The other one's 0.24 away, right? Almost over twice the distance away as this one, right? So in other words, we're going to use 1.7. So now we just have 2.2 plus 1.7, and that's 3.9. Our answer. Thanks.